The program presented or submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNNY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNNY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and God bless you. I'm your host, Orlando Daniel, sharing on today's Entrepreneur. I have some wonderful people. They already have us laughing around here, full of life. I have Miss Gina Collins and Heather Bearclaw Cunningham. We're listen, when I begin to allow them to talk about their business and their brand, you'll probably understand a little bit better of why they are laughing and full of joy and full of life. I have two young ladies that are the owners and founders of the Arc, and I'm going to let them break down the actual meaning and the name and how it came into existence. So go right ahead, Mrs. Collins, and tell everybody about the Arc and why y'all still smiling and everybody else is still trying to wake up.
Okay, so about 9 months ago, I founded Archaic Revival Collective. I found it with a friend of mine, and we were sitting in my living room and trying to figure out what would articulate kind of bringing ancient herbs and remedies such as hemp, cannabis, CBD back to life. So we were looking at different names that meant old, meant forgotten, and Archaic came up. So then we were looking for something that was like bringing to life, and of course the best name for that would be Revival. So we had Archaic Revival. But we wanted it to be more than just a company. We wanted it to be a movement. I wanted it to represent multiple people coming together as a community, supporting hemp, supporting the cannabis movement. So collective is what finished it off, and we came up with Archaic Revival Collective, and we nicknamed it the Ark, which I was telling Orlando, I like to tell people we're kind of the new age Noah's Ark because we're helping people and animals. So that's how Archaic Revival Collective came.
And you don't have to go in by twos.
You don't have to go in by twos, but I do definitely like two dogs more than one when you bring them in. Bring all the animals.
Oh, two dogs, two people.
Two dogs, two people.
And a pear tree.
Yeah, our shop is dog friendly. I love it whenever people bring their dogs in. It's great.
I love the overall, not just the concept, but the passion behind what you do. And I want to allow Gina to share what motivated you, because there are times that people who patronize our business don't understand the fuel, what drives it, what motivates it, and it's not money. No. At the end of the day, oftentimes what I've learned is we get in business as entrepreneurs, or we go to work for the end result is the financial the ability to maintain, but when we establish a business and it's bigger than us, we're considering others. And I want you to share what motivated you to start the Arc.
Okay, so may get a little emotional here. So a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, I've actually been prescription free since May of last year. I was on Lexapro and Ambien, and I was not living a life that I wanted to. I was living a life that the doctors said I was capable of, and that was it. I maxed out my capability of just moving through the motions, not being physically present, not being mentally present, and I got tired of it. I got tired of not sleeping well, or waking up in the middle of a sleep because of Ambien and slapping my husband and not knowing what the heck just happened. I got tired of going through birthdays and even funerals and having no emotions attached to that because
not being present.
Yeah, because of a medication, not being present. And I thought there has to be something else out there, and I came across CBD. And I grew up in a very conservative household. We had no alcohol in the house. We had no wine, nothing. We definitely didn't have any type of hemp plant in there. And even walking into Spencer's in the mall and seeing, hemp leaves made me really uncomfortable.
Good old Spencer's.
Yes. And I was like, okay, what's CBD? I was kind of like toes in the water. Finally decided to dive in because I was desperate and I didn't have health insurance. I couldn't afford my prescriptions anymore. And I think a lot of people are kind of in that realm also. So I spent $60 on a bottle, and within about 60 days or less, I was completely off of prescription medications.
Wow.
I was off
Isn't that
of
amazing?
20 milligrams of
testimony.
Lexapro and 10 milligrams of Ambien. And CBD replaced that completely. So I decided that I was going to try to get my friends on it. I had some friends that also struggle with postpartum depression.
So you was actually getting everybody.
I was like, everybody needs to know
Everybody
about
needs
this.
this.
Yeah, she's definitely an advocate. Yeah.
I couldn't believe, this is legal and nobody knows about it. And then my mom got breast cancer. And this is something I talked to you about a little bit. And, of course, the first thing people think is chemotherapy, anytime somebody gets cancer. And I was begging her, please, 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 don't do chemo. Let's just try anything. And I finally got her to try CBD. And within, I can't say CBD did this, but, with a lot of prayer and CBD, within 4 to 5 weeks of radiation treatment only, she was breast cancer free.
Wow.
And that also,
what a blessing, right?
and she's been a year now breast cancer free and only taking CBD. She also has some other health concerns that she takes medications for, but she was a registered nurse, retired nurse by trade, and very into just listen to what the doctor says, follow the doctor, and to try to get her to try something natural was
Which I think
beyond
is a
me.
generational thing. I think that generation, it's hard for them to make that leap sometimes. That's what I'm seeing a lot. But they're making it
And she
leaps
made
and
it.
bounds now.
My dad is a lot more outgoing, and he's like, I don't care what you give me, give it to me if it'll make me sleep, if it'll
Oh, yeah,
get
he
rid
tries
of my
out
pain.
everything.
He has vetted all of our products in the shop. If it hasn't worked on him, he's an older gentleman. He still plays on a men's softball league, and
Wow.
I definitely think our company is what's keeping him going. Dad, if you're watching this, I love you. But so once I started seeing the success that my family was having from this and myself, and seeing the changes in me and being more present, I was like, how do I scale this? How do I make this more? And I don't even know. I'm so how do I scale this in a way that people can understand it, where they're not afraid of it, like I was. I was kind of low-key doing it, I still wasn't sure if it was legal or not. And educate people. How do I educate people and make them feel comfortable? And that's something that I really wanted Archaic to be, was a comfortable place and not a medicinal place, not a place that's really cold like a lot of head shops. I didn't want it to feel like a business. I wanted it to feel like a home, and that's what I've put a lot of my effort into, is really designing it to be a place of comfort and acceptance and community.
I just finished interviewing a gentleman who has a business called God's Garage. It's Christopher P.C. Williams.
Yes, I heard
And
many things.
his passion is fueled by helping others. Your passion and your business is fueled and motivated by your experiences, not just yours, but your mother, wanting to see others healthy. And one of the things I admire about you is you've done the research, you've put in the work. And a lot of people start businesses and they just see the financial part,
Absolutely.
but they don't know their product or their brand. They're not even users. For me, I tell anybody, I'm an advocate, and being a believer, being a man of God, I'm an advocate, because when I had a sciatic nerve issue, and I still have issues with it, the medicine would have me very lethargic. I couldn't function. And so I believe in medicinal use, period. And I know the benefits or the things that I've experienced. This is an untapped market still, though a lot of people are getting involved and choosing to get in it because they see the direction that we're headed as a state. We see other states that have already legalized marijuana. Other states have already embraced CBD. But for you have a different approach, and not just you, it's you and Heather together, because the two of you came together because you saw the need, not just the overall benefit, and then the support system. I always talk about we all need that.
Absolutely.
And so I applaud you for doing just that, doing your part. I want to feature some things. I love when my guests come. So if you're coming. And you're coming. Listen, if you're coming to today's entrepreneur, I like gifts. I like things, but what I like the most is when they bring the T-shirts, because I actually promote.
There you go. You gotta rock it.
Yeah, you support the station. I support you, and I'll wear it and I'll sweat it out when I go out and about doing some outside event or whatever. But they have they've taken household things. They've literally taken household things and added the CBD oil in it. And this is called Chub Rub Anti-Chafing Stick. And they brought me this. Baby. Listen, they brought me this, but the thing that I love was when Gina gave it to me. She says, "Listen, this is for when you're out there sweating and running around. You can put this in certain places." So I'm gonna let you tell them a little bit more about who wants. This is Heather's thing. Listen, she's been ready to talk about Chub Hub. So go right ahead. Chub Rub.
No, so it's amazing. It's a thing that actually me and my best friend we came up with October 2 years ago.
Okay.
She just moved down, and she was helping me make some of my products for my business that I had previous to being with Arc. It was called the Texas Gypsy, and we were in the kitchen. I'd been wanting to make it, but I just never really took the leap. And so she encouraged me, and we made it, and it was amazing. We did all the research and what would help with gliding. I mean, it's a problem people don't talk about. You know, I mean, who wants to talk about chub? I mean, come on. And chafing's not a sexy thing, right? But it's called Chub Rub. That sounds pretty sexy, right? Yeah, right?
Okay, so give me, Chub Rub, all the areas that we can use it.
Okay, your thighs, in between your thighs, your armpits, even around your bra, because a lot of women have, chafing underneath their bra with wires and stuff. Okay. Brand new pair of shoes. They help me not get blisters.
Baby
You're wearing those,
babies.
Babies. Yeah, babies are amazing. Runners, they use it on their chest so they don't get chafing. Okay. It's good from the chubby guy on the couch all the way to the ones doing marathons. Okay. It's great for everybody, especially you're in Houston. Are you kidding me? It's hot as heck out here.
I also got what is it? ProLeave. ProLeave. Now listen, this here. If you're having trouble sleeping,
it's amazing.
This you only need one. You don't need Tylenol PM. You don't need Ambien. You don't need any. Listen, one of these will do the job.
I'm a huge proponent.
You talk about La La Land and counting sheep. I think you just don't take more. Listen, Linda. Listen. You don't want to take more than one of these.
No.
From my understanding, you'll sleep a little bit longer or be a little bit more relaxed.
It's a better quality sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some people say that they sleep, but it's just a half awake, tossing and turning still, but you wake up feeling restless. Like, did I really sleep? You still feel kind of groggy. It takes you 10 to 12 cups of coffee to get going. This really puts you into a REM sleep cycle. So even if you're only sleeping 4 hours and you have to get up, it's a solid 4 hours. If you're sleeping 8 hours, it's a solid 8 hours.
Because I'm terrible about waking up in the middle of the night. I wake up 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night. And I've been starting taking these. Man, I don't have a problem at all.
Okay, so the recommended dosage, because from what I got from you, Heather, it's best to just take one.
Just take one. You'll be fine. One and you're done.
One. Listen, one and you're done. So listen. To connect with you all is not just for the perks. I promise you, not for the perks. But they got so many other products that will aid you in pretty much anything and everything.
We have about 65.
65 different things.
Evolving.
They have cigars. And I'm a cigar guy, so I encourage you to patronize this business. If you have any ailments, you want to know a little bit more, Gina and Heather these two are your girls. I mean, you want to find out more, look into it. So give them some information on how they can connect with you, follow you on Instagram, Facebook, or any phone numbers that you want to release and put out there.
Yeah, so our Facebook page is Archaic Revival Collective, or at Archaic Revival Collective. Our Instagram is at Archaic Revival Co. We also have a Twitter, but to be honest, I have still yet to figure out how to use that.
Yeah, I don't get Twitter. I don't get it at all. I have tried a million times. I can't even read through it. I don't get it.
That is at Revival Archaic. Our phone number up there, our hours of business. We are located on 2978, which is kind of at the four corners of Magnolia, Tomball, Spring, and the Woodlands. So
it's a great location.
It's right in the middle of pretty much everyone here. We love to meet new people. We don't have any judgments on anybody. Come in, with any problems that you may have. We do our best to address them and honestly give you realistic expectations, because it's not a miracle plant for everybody, but I like to think it is. But there's hope in it. There's a lot of hope in it, and that's the passion here. Is everybody needs to know about it.
And everybody should feel comfortable coming in, because we have a great time in our shop, no matter what's going on.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm going
Please
to come
do.
and I'm going to get a cigar. Listen. Thank you so much for tuning into today's Entrepreneur. I am going to encourage you to connect, follow along. And one of the things I love about the platform, especially the one that I met you all in, is Biz Connect. We're entrepreneurs. But being an entrepreneur is more than having a business, having business cards. You have to do the work. You have to know your brand. You got to know your product. And most importantly, you have to know your customers. You got to build that rapport and that relationship. So I encourage you to reach out, connect. And if you're designing this platform, today's Entrepreneur is a great place to start. Connect with me. Let me know how we can help you here at KNLY
so
91.1, the Boss Radio Station. I am Orlando Daniels, and you've been tuned in to today's Entrepreneur with Gina and Heather of the Ark. You all be blessed. Enjoy the remaining part of your day.
Thanks.
Bye.